Hey everyone, Talia here. Welcome back to another Dragon Ball What If. You know the story by now, the fall of the Saiyan Empire, Frieza's betrayal, a warrior who stood against fate itself, Bardock, striking back one final time only to be consumed in the flames of his own planet's destruction. But today, the legend changes. What if Bardock didn't fall that day? What if he survived? And not just him, but also his wife, Gine. What happens when the father and mother of Kakarot escape annihilation and carve a new destiny? Let's find out. This is What If Bardock Survived? In the original story, Bardock stood defiant as the tyrant prepared to annihilate his people. He charged into death headlong, consumed by the explosion that ended his world. But this time, destiny bends. Bardock, battered from battle, collapses against the walls of his quarters. The visions, Frieza's betrayal, the destruction of his home, burn through his mind like fire. Rage would normally drive him forward, but tonight, something changes. Instead of rushing blindly toward death, Bardock turns toward the only person who's ever tempered that fire, Gine. She sees the desperation in his eyes. For once, Bardock isn't speaking like a soldier, but like a husband, like a father. Frieza's coming. He'll destroy everything. We have to escape, now. Terrified but trusting, Gine doesn't hesitate. Together, they scramble to the launch bays, but the Saiyan elites are gone, and most pods have been seized. Bardock knows of one forgotten vessel, an older pod hidden away from Frieza's eyes. It's their only chance. As Frieza's death ball descends, they launch into the void of space. The last glimpse they see of their world is a blinding flash. The supernova swallowing planet Vegeta whole. This time, Bardock and Gine survive. The shockwave damages their pod, leaving them stranded between stars. Supplies are low. Bardock's fury boils with every passing second. He failed his comrades, but he saved Gine. And then, Gine asks the question that shifts everything. What about Kakarot? Their infant son, sent away to a small blue planet called Earth, still lives. Raditz remains in Frieza's army, unaware of the destruction. For Bardock, this becomes more than survival. This becomes a mission. No longer is he a mere soldier in Frieza's ranks. No longer is he a ghost of a dead race. He is something far more dangerous. A father with knowledge of the future, and a reason to fight. Gine, unlike any other Saiyan, becomes his anchor. She's no warrior, but she reminds him that vengeance alone isn't survival. They must live for Kakarot. And so, they set their sights on Earth. Meanwhile, on Earth, the story we know begins to play out. An elderly martial artist named Gohan discovers a strange pod and an infant within. This child, Kakarot, soon renamed Son Goku, is destined to change the fate of the world. But destiny has been rewritten, because before long, two more pods streak across the night sky. Bardock and Gine arrive, not to conquer, but to find their son. Imagine the Dragon Ball world now. Instead of a carefree boy raised by a single hermit, Goku grows up with his true parents. Bardock, hardened and scarred, will train him in the ways of the Saiyans. Gine, kind and gentle, will give him the compassion and love no Saiyan child has ever known. The balance between Bardock's discipline and Gine's warmth will shape Goku into something far different than the fighter we know. But in the distance, storms brew. Raditz, loyal to Frieza, still believes his parents are dead. What will he do when he learns the truth? Will Bardock's rage bring Frieza's attention to Earth too soon? And when the Saiyan pod opens in Grandpa Gohan's forest, what kind of Goku will we see? The pieces are set. The game has changed. Bardock and Gine have survived. And Earth will never be the same again. We'll see how Goku's early childhood is transformed by the presence of his true family, and how Bardock's burning vengeance might bring Frieza's empire to Earth far earlier than expected. On Earth, Kakarot's story takes a new shape. Instead of being raised by Grandpa Gohan alone, he grows up under the watchful eyes of Bardock and Gine. Bardock trains his son with relentless intensity, instilling the pride, and instincts of a Saiyan warrior. Gine, however, keeps him grounded, teaching kindness, restraint, and the importance of protecting life, not just destroying it. This balance creates a version of Goku who is not only strong, but focused. He understands discipline far earlier than in the original timeline. He knows he's different. He knows he's a Saiyan. And though Bardock tries to shield him from the darkest truths, Kakarot grows up with a fire in his heart, the fire to one day face the tyrant who destroyed his people. Despite Bardock's training, the story doesn't lose its heart. Young Kakarot still meets Bulma, still goes on the hunt for the Dragon Balls, and still forms bonds with Krillin, Yamcha, Tien, and the others. But make no mistake, he is much stronger than the boy we once knew. His father's guidance gives him sharper techniques, a keener battle instinct, and an early mastery of his Saiyan tail. No Uzuru rampages under the full moon. Bardock teaches him control, turning a curse into a weapon. Gine, meanwhile, gives him a reason to fight beyond survival. Unlike most Saiyans, Kakarot grows up with love, family, and purpose. When the World Martial Arts tournaments arrive, Kakarot storms through them with incredible power. Roshi's teachings still matter, but Bardock pushes his son far beyond what earthly martial arts alone can offer. In this timeline, Goku dominates the early tournaments, not as a naive boy, but as a disciplined prodigy. His rivalry with Tien, his friendship with Krillin, even his battles with Jackie Chun, all carry the same spirit, but the outcome shifts. More often than not, Kakarot is the one who comes out on top. This doesn't mean there's no struggle, far from it. Because with every victory, Bardock reminds his son, this is nothing compared to what's coming. Frieza is out there. The universe is cruel. Never grow complacent. When the Red Ribbon Army threatens the world, Kakarot dismantles them with terrifying ease. Bardock even joins in at points, crushing armies single-handedly and showing Earth's enemies the true power of a Saiyan warrior. But then comes the darkest trial yet, King Piccolo. In the original story, this was Goku's true awakening, a battle that nearly cost him his life. Here, Bardock and Gine stand beside him. Bardock urges his son to fight without hesitation, but Gine fears losing him. The battle is fierce, but Bardock's foresight and Goku's raw potential allow them to destroy the Demon King before his reign can fully spread. Still, Piccolo's child, Piccolo Jr., is born, setting up the battles to come. With King Piccolo defeated, peace returns. Goku continues to train harder than ever, now under both Earth's masters and his Saiyan father. Bardock takes him beyond mountains, into deserts, and even off-world in search of greater strength. Gine, though worried for her son's safety, supports him every step of the way. Years pass, and when we next see him, Kakarot is no longer the small boy with the monkey tail. He's 17. His body has grown into that of a true Saiyan warrior, taller, leaner, and sharper than ever before. His power dwarfs that of his old friends, but his heart remains the same, gentle, compassionate, yet burning with the desire to fight worthy opponents. But peace is short-lived. Piccolo Jr. rises to claim his father's legacy, stronger than ever before. And in the stars above, the shadow of the Saiyan race still lingers. Raditz, serving under Frieza, begins to stir. His scouter picks up signals from Earth, and soon the brother Goku barely knows will arrive, only to discover a shocking truth. Because in this story, their parents are waiting. OG Dragon Ball has played out very differently with Bardock and Gine in the picture, but now the stakes are rising. Piccolo Jr. seeks vengeance, and the Saiyan saga is about to begin. But how will Raditz react when he finds not just Kakarot, but his mother and father alive on Earth? Find out next time, as we step into part 2 of What If Bardock Survived.